Good morning. Are we live? Oh. Can I see the stream on Discord? Welcome everybody to United States Cup, USA States Cup OSU 2016. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is It's Pigeon, and I will be solo casting today's match between our first seed North California versus our 17th seed Oklahoma. These two teams, they're pretty good this year, I think. We haven't gotten to see North California play just yet. They had the bye round, of course. It was a round of 31 match last week. And now we are into the round of 16. So Oklahoma winning their match last weekend nets them this match against North California. And this week's pool is pretty spicy. I'm actually looking forward to this one. But it does look like we are just having the players already doing their warm-up. It's nice to see. Get that done out of the way pretty quick on. Talk about these two teams, though. I think for Oklahoma, they're coming off big off of winning the NBA Finals against the Pacers in 7 games. So definitely got some momentum going off of sport. But as far as OSU goes, their match last weekend, let me find that. Actually, it went to tiebreaker against Arizona, so it was pretty close, back and forth. So, was a hard-fought victory to stay in the winners bracket for the round of 16 stage here. But for Oklahoma, we've got Bazinga's Dead, Asian, Ideo, Lights Out, Referee, and yes, Timo for real. I'm not sure what the name change is on that. That is Made of Fire, White Yacht. Just going TS Timo. Easy, straightforward. And on the side of North California, we have Fiery Rage, Hot Dog 4000, Laro, Wuchi, Jackson, and Heights, otherwise known as Hexagon. I can't remember who Hot Dog 4000 is, but I think that's Window Life if I have to try and pull that one out of my brain. Yeah, that's Window Life. So, Window Life and Hexagon here for North California. I do think that their team is pretty similar to what it was last year. I think Hexagon might be a new addition. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the link for that. Previous years, I can cross-reference that. Normally I have these things prepared, but I was in the middle of a League of Legends arena match, so it was very important, and I just got here. No, it is the exact same team as it was last year, minus Wispy. It was Wispy last year. Now in place of Wispy is who? Flaro? Yeah, Flaro. So Flaro will be replacing Wispy. I think Flaro was New York, if I'm remembering correctly. No, Flora was Kanzuri previously. So yeah, that is like a huge pickup for North California. Just a mega tapping player. Very, very good mechanics player, and just a strong all-around pickup. Of course, you are losing out on Wispy, but I mean, Wispy was a really good player as well. But I think Floro definitely goes pretty hard for this North California team. As far as Oklahoma goes, they actually have a couple of switch outs. They had previously Amiya, XT Piranha, and Takasaki Yu on their team. Now they have Haigyo and couple of other ones. I'm not going to try going back and forth. I think referee and TSPMO, I believe, are the switch outs for them. So yeah. So definitely half of their team staying the same as has been Oklahoma's history. But we are finally getting into the rolls here. 57 does beat out 54. So Oklahoma is going to get the choice of either first or second pick or first or second ban. And this is still going to be a best of 9, so first 5 here in this round of 16. So that means only 1 ban per team. So we do await their choice. It is going to be the first pick, actually. So we have been seeing some teams opting to do first pick more in this tournament than I think in previous tournaments. I think teams are starting to understand like the importance of getting that first pick off when it's such a short match. Getting out as many of your own pick opportunities as you can, especially against such a highly seeded team as North California. And North California going to opt for second ban. Pretty straightforward there. If you're not really sure if the other team is going to ban the same thing as you, no point in trying to take first ban and ban the same thing anyway. But it's going to be the Fremont 2 ban by Oklahoma. And I believe that is tapping. Right back, immediate ban into the Nomad 4, which is just flowing. It's also tapping, but it's like, it's just not the same kind of tapping. It's 200 BPM versus 255 BPM. So these bans do make a little bit of sense. Although I think in North California's case, the ban on the Nomad 4 might be more so of just a ban on a map being 5 minutes long in the Nomad pool. I think this is the kind of team that would get annoyed by that. So probably just ban that rather than giving respect to Oklahoma on that pick. Although, I mean, Oklahoma definitely has players who would be able to put up solid scores on that, but I do think North California ultimately could just do pretty fine on that as well. So a little bit of an interesting ban. Not really sure how I feel about it. They're definitely not lacking on gimmicks, so banning something out like Nomad 2 wouldn't make sense. I mean, really, it's just the Nomad 2 or the Nomad 5. Nomad 5 this week is a bit different from the Nomad 3 last week, which was the low AR reading map. Whereas that one was like kind of it was just low AR, like that was the gimmick. This one, it was more just aim on top of it being like low AR. But we are going to go straight into the Hard Rock 2 actually here for Oklahoma. This one's going to be pretty spicy actually for a first pick. This is going to be the swing Hard Rock, if I remember correctly. So it's a lot of 1/3 patterning, but it's in groupings of 2, so just a lot of swing energy, and I really do enjoy this map. However, I cannot play it personally, but I think this pick makes a lot of sense for Oklahoma. North California definitely have some very strong Hard Rock players. I think Fiery will do very well on this map, as well as Hexagon. So we'll have to see who they want to play for this one, though. I do think Oklahoma are pretty locked and set on their roster. Asian, Lights Out, and Bazinga's Dead, all 3 solid Hard Rock players. Definitely expect to see them for a lot of this match, honestly. Lights Out and Bazinga's Dead, I think, are going to be perma-lobbing for the most part. Bazinga's one weakness is speed, tapping, but thankfully for them, they did get rid of one of the tapping maps, so that does help negate that issue. But it isn't going to be Fiery this time. It's going to be Jackson coming in here for the 3rd player in North California as UHFs are coming out, and this is going to be the first map of the match here between Seed 1 and Seed 17 on Hard Rock 2. And this one's a banger. Jackson Hot Dog 4000, otherwise known as Window Life, and Tights. Ooh, Fiery not here for this match is interesting. I don't know how big of an issue that'll be. I think we'll find out here after this first pick, if that is the case, but yeah. This map is going to be the swing style. So, and on top of it being heavy finger control, it is just going to be accuracy is going to be king here. So far, no team has fallen. We are getting into the first KI section, and this is going to be the part where we see some breaks happening. Jackson going to be the first to fall, still struggling just a little bit here. Maybe a little bit of nerves, maybe a little bit just unready for this map, or possibly the third player part. You do have to imagine that this would be a Fiery Rage special, but Hexagon also going to be dropping, and that is now 2 full combos gone on the side of North California versus all three-way FC for Oklahoma, and this first pick is looking very solid so far. I think that does end up dropping their combo, and TSPMO for real does as well. That is going to be the reset for the trade on Oklahoma here, but it is still Lights Out versus Window Life on the full combos. That is going to help negate the score, as Hexagon and Jackson have both built up decent recoveries. The score lead is actually slowly shifting over. As long as combos hold, the score lead will shift over because of accuracy, I believe. Or no, it is just coming down to the recoveries. But Jackson drops their recovery combo and now goes down Hexagon as well. So no trades coming out from Oklahoma just yet. TSPMO is going to trade. Lights Out finally drops the full combo, and it's still Window Life on the FC. So this is huge for North California, despite Hexagon still struggling, despite Tight struggling. This is still just Window Life holding their team strong right now. If he's able to continue forward here, this score lead will shift over, as there's no more full combos on the side of Oklahoma. Bazinga's dead, the highest combo at 400. Hexagon's still missing. This is only hurting North California. Or, I'm sorry, this isn't hurting North California, but it is hurting just a little bit if Window Life does miss, but it doesn't look like Window Life is going to miss as the score finally switches over. And it's 35,000 points at the end, all off the back of Window Life. Had Window Life missed even once there, maybe like 50 combo out from the end, they would not have taken that point. So very, very needed score from North California to get the first point of this match, as well as the first break point against Oklahoma. What was looking to be a very solid start here for Oklahoma, unfortunately just shattered and fell into shambles. You have the 1x miss from TSPMO, the 2 miss from Lights Out, and the S-ring from Bazinga's Dead. A very good team score. All things considered, extremely good team score, but unfortunately for Oklahoma, North California just had that key FC to close out that point. It's going to make things a little bit interesting here. North California is not the kind of team that you want to be handing over free breakpoints, although that one was not free by any means. But breakpoints in general, giving over to the higher seeded team is always a little bit scarier than if it was a bit of a closer seeding matchup, but we will see. It's going to be the hidden one answer here for North California. This one's kind of flow adjacent. It's definitely yeah. It's just hidden flow, is what it is. It's not tapping, just some chill hidden flow. Do you imagine it is going to be still Bazinga's Dead and Hexagon in for this one? Both teams have their pretty solid hidden players. Lights Out coming back in for Oklahoma. We await the arrival of the other players here for these two teams. Jackson stepping back in. as well as Window Life. We round out the roster for North California. Oh, and actually, it seemed like that was weird. Okay, well, TSPMO for real and referee going to be showing up for the first time here for Oklahoma as GLHF's coming out. They're going to be getting into map number 2. Will North California be able to consolidate on this break point, this early score lead that they were able to get for themselves here against Oklahoma? Or will Oklahoma be able to answer back with a break point of their own? We will see. AR 9.6 hidden one. It's flowing. It's very easy to, especially if you have nerves, it's very easy to find random misses on a map like this. There's a lot of cut streams in it, so we'll have to see how players manage on a map like this. But for the time being, it's a pretty chill start to this song. It is a short one, and that first drop from Taxagon is going to be a little bit bad for this North California team, with no trades to be seen on the side of Oklahoma. So far, it's looking to be just a little bit of a repeat of the previous map. Early on, Spore gets given over towards Oklahoma, but now Bazinga's Dead finally finds the trade. About 150 combo later, TSPMO does end up dropping as well, but no trade on the side of North California. That is going to be an immediate score shift back over towards North California's favor here, as it is still Jackson and Window Life on the 2 FCs remaining for North California versus referee. The soulful combo on Oklahoma, and Oklahoma kind of needs to see more misses coming out from North California as Jackson finds a chain miss. That is what Oklahoma needs to help dampen this score lead, but it's still Window Life. No, I take that back. It is every player missing full reset except for TSPMO for real, and that is massive for Oklahoma. However, their combo is really not that much. That is the hardest pattern of the map. It is right in the middle of the map, so it's going to cap out some of these players' scores, but it's still TSPMO for real holding on. Despite that, the score lead is not moving whatsoever as Bazinga's Dead and referee still finding complete misses on these patterns. They have to just hold on here, but I think the score is going to neutralize. These 3 recoveries on the side of North California are just matching TSPMO right now, and I don't know if it's going to be enough, especially with referee and Bazinga's Dead still dropping their combos. I don't think it's going to be enough for Oklahoma to bring this one back, and I do think this is going to be a point for North California. Hexagon finally ends up trading, but it's too little too late for Oklahoma. And that is going to be the consolidated breakpoint here. Making a quick 2-0 against Oklahoma. That first map was a lot closer. The second map was still pretty close, but unfortunately, even with TSPMO holding on through the hardest section of the map, getting the highest score in the lobby, they had the 1x slider break. The singular slider break early on in the map, and with that one slider break, that causes them to not get that point. So it's very unfortunate for Oklahoma, but I mean, listen, like, you're putting up a 1.6 million team score versus a 1.8 million team score, give or take some change. It was less than 200,000 separating these two on this point. Like, that's still a good team score. I think you guys can be feeling pretty good about that one. It does kind of suck that you don't get the point, but I mean, when one of your players is the only player to hold through the hardest section of the map, like, you got to give yourself a little bit of a pat on the back. Keep the morale up, especially when you're against higher seeded teams. It's very key. Anything is possible. They might be down 2-0, but those 2 points could come back very quickly, and the immediate answer is going to be in this tech pick here on the Nomon 3. This is not the extended mix of flashes. I think a lot of players are a lot more familiar with that one, especially older players. But we got a Halgo map here. You know, Halgo mapping, you'll know exactly what kind of map that this is. This is slider tech at its finest. Very Nuge adjacent. A lot of slider ticks in the middle of some of these long, fast sliders too. Very easy to get caught up. find random slider breaks in the middle of difficult sections if you aren't able to control your nerves or your aim. But for Oklahoma, this pick makes so much sense. They have such good tech players on their team. I think definitely picking into your strengths versus picking into your opponent's weaknesses is key here. As Flaro does come back in here, it is still going to be Hexagon and Window Life sticking around for North California. So we'll wait the third player for Oklahoma. Lights Out and Bazinga's dead. Already in, and it's going to be TSPMO for real, getting in a little bit of extra practice. Just maybe shaking off some nerves. Whatever it is that they were doing. Preparing for this pick here. Pick number 3. This is Oklahoma's one. So if they're able to get this point, it will help to negate some of the score lead that North California has gotten. Going up 2-0. They will need to get this point, otherwise they're going to be in a difficult spot. You do not want to be down 3-0 and on your opponent's pick. This one, again, is relatively straightforward. Very, very chill for the first half. As we do have a little bit of technical issues. Not really sure what that was. There we go. And yeah, we are back. But first miss is going to be Hexagon and Flaro, both chain missing that entire stream. That is going to give a huge score lead over towards Oklahoma as Window Life also ends up dropping right after the stream. So that is a 3-way drop from North California. Still 3-way holding strong on Oklahoma. Again, this has been how the match has gone so far. Oklahoma holds where North California can't, but then they find random misses later on. But so far, it's still not getting traded. Finally, double trade comes out from Bazinga's Dead and TSPMO versus Hexagon again on the drop. But it's still a 200,000 point lead just off of that beginning section. The map's already halfway over, and this is scary for North California. They have to hold all the way through, and they have to hope for more misses from Oklahoma in order to get through this one. As Hexagon's still struggling, it looks like Nerves is catching them right now as Flaro ends up dropping their recovery combo. It's just down to Window Life on the recovery, not a full combo. Nobody is really matching Lights Out at all, and Lights Out is just having their fun with this map. They do finally end up dropping, all missing on the side of Oklahoma. Full reset, but it is going to be too little too late, I think? No, it is not. Window Life is holding. Window Life is holding, and that score lead went from 200,000 down to 10,000 just like that. And that is going to be a point for North California. That is absolutely devastating. Again, it's Oklahoma going up early and then just falling short, unfortunately for them. Still a good team score, but just not enough. Lights Out. Such an impressive solo performance there, and decent supporting scores from his teammates on Bazinga's and TSPMO, but it's again just Window Life saying no, putting a stop to this score lead that Oklahoma has, holding when nobody else is able to, and just pulling that score advantage back over. This has been such a close match all the way through so far, despite it being 3-0. Do not let the score at the top of the screen make you feel like this is not a close match. Like, this is a close match. This is a scary spot to be in for Oklahoma. I said this before the last pick went through. If Oklahoma didn't win that one, they are really, really fighting for their victory here against North California, because now they have to go into North California's pick, which is already a scary thing alone. But then if North California wins that, it's match point. And from then on out, Oklahoma has to go to tiebreaker in order to win the match. They need to get this breakpoint here in order to avoid that match point and tiebreaker, but it's going to be the Fremod 1, a Dada classic. I'm actually such a huge map of this, excuse me, a huge fan of this map. Wow, English is hard. This is going to be your anti-mod for this week. Don't always get anti-mods in the free mods, especially considering that there's only 2 free mods, or excuse me, no, there are 3 free mods. What am I smoking? I don't know what I'm smoking. Hey, there's 3 free mods, guys. So, but this is going to be the anti-mod one. You got AR8 for the hidden player, CS5 for the hard rock player, or I guess 6.5 with hard rock. This is the kind of map that you could go easy on, but easy hidden is a little bit more tricky. You definitely have to practice it pretty heavily, and especially when you're down 3 points, I don't think Oklahoma is going to be risking easy, and when you're up 3 points, I think it's better to just not risk easy. Hexagon definitely could have practiced this with easy, Hexagon being one of the players that I do think might play this with easy, but we will see. Yeah, huge fan of this map. Funnily enough, I pulled this one for my stage tryouts 2 years ago, so I'm really happy that Dada is pulling his own maps too. I think this was an OWC as well, if I'm not forgetting. Yeah, 2021 free mod 2. So awesome map. Shoutouts to Dada, one of the map pullers of all time. Truly carrying this tournament since the beginning. But we are actually going to be seeing some easies, however. It is going to be on the side of Oklahoma. I'm not really a huge fan of this. I really, like, you have to FC, basically, to make easy work. If you're not FCing, you're getting, like, 500,000 max. And that's not a great score, all things considered, especially on a map like this. Like, this is one of the easier maps in the pool, especially on the hard rocks. It is going to be lights out on the hard rock, matching window life. I keep wanting to say Swick, that's Hotdog 2000, but it's going to be referee first of all on the easy. And yeah, I mean, at what point is easy going to be better than no mod on something like this? I don't know. Missing early on is a lot better than missing later. Doesn't cap out your score too much, but it's not great. Hexagon versus TSPMO on the hiddens. All players hitting that stream. Going into some more aim here. It's a lot of linear patterns. This map is made in the style of older mapping. Done very tastefully so. Lucci going to be the first to fall on the side of North California. That is going to be the Nomad player, so not a player that you would want to be dropping. Referee ends up falling once again, so it's going to be their recovery combo gone, and Dustin, TSPMO ends up dropping the hidden full combo halfway through the map. That is going to immediately cap their score out at about like 650,000. So that's not great. And they're down 150,000, probably closer to 20,000 with referees score. As easy is doubled, so. But they are still down here. Hexagon ended up dropping. I didn't see that one. Does get traded out by TSPMO, and referee's still missing. This is one of the harder sections to read, especially on easy, but right now it's just the hard rock players. It's window light versus lights out, and whichever one is able to hold longer will be able to hold through this section with a better combo. But for Oklahoma, the recoveries just aren't there, but neither is it for North California, so I mean, these trades are only helping out North California ultimately, especially when you have all these consistent misses with the score lead here. It's about 80,000-ish points. Make that like 70,000 here from referee's score. It does get doubled at the end of this. Pretty easy, quick maths. Just take their score and double it, but it's still the two full combos on both of these teams, but Lights Out ended up dropping! And that is most certainly going to be the point for North California. If it wasn't already enough, it definitely is now. North California going to be taking this point very handily. But again, a close one. I think this is actually the most that it has been in this entire match. It's like 230 something thousand, 233,000-ish, 229,000 is the final one, not 400,000. So, I mean, that is the biggest score gap between these two teams so far in this match. But North California is on match point, and that's a scary sentence to hear if you are Oklahoma. Lights Out with an impressive 945k score on the Hard Rock. Unfortunately, wasn't able to full combo, but even with the full combo, it would not have been enough because Window Life was FCing. And it's Oklahoma's pick. We take these small victories. They do get to choose potentially what is the last map of this match. Could be the last map. And it's going to be the DT2 here. This is the AR 10.3 pick of this week. Just a little bit of tapping, I think. Or no, I'm thinking of DT3. DT3's got more tapping. This one's just pretty straightforward with some triples in it. But it's older style, though, so that is a little bit awkward. Will Bazingas be playing this, though? That is the question. I don't know if Bazingas is the kind of player who likes 10.3 or not. But I think they're picking this with regards to Lights Out playing so well today. So we will see. We will see how Oklahoma does on this. I think I would have liked to have seen something like the Nomad 5 instead from them. They definitely have solid reading players. Or I guess low AR comfort players. And while the Nomad 5 might not be low AR reading more than it is like low AR aim, I do think that would have maybe favored them a bit more, but this pick could be good for them. But again, they have to win every single one of North California's picks too. Like, that is at least 2 more picks from North California that they have to win, on top of winning this one, on top of winning their next pick too, in order to just get the tiebreaker. So it's going to be really hard for them going forward here. This pick matters a lot. They have to do good on this pick, or else it will just be the end. And I mean, not of the tournament, thankfully. Like, they are in winner's bracket because they won their match last week against Arizona, but you'd like to stay in winner's bracket for as long as you can. We'll see how this goes. It is actually going to be Bazinga's Dead here for Oklahoma, and we see Wuchi coming in for the first time here on North California, as well as Flaro. I think we saw Flaro in the first map, if I remember correctly. Window Life a little bit ahead of everyone else as we wait all the clients to reconvene here. But Bazinga's Dead is going to be playing for Oklahoma on this one, so obviously comfortable enough at the 10.3 here to be playing this pick. Next to Bazingas, I don't think of a high AR player, but we will see. They're obviously feeling comfortable enough to be picking this into a team like North California, which is, you know, such a scary double-timed roster. But so far, no players getting caught up on this beginning section. It's a bit of a jump scare from quietness to pretty much just everything all at once. I think instead it's going to be the first to fall, and there's no trades just yet on the side of North California. So this minor score lead that they got for themselves off of accuracies on the beginning is going to get neutralized very quickly, especially with Lights Out dropping their combo. Still no trades on the side of North California. And that's not what you want to see for Oklahoma here. We're in the first KI section. Difficulty here is just big aim. But it's still no trades on North California, and they're just starting to run with this one now. It's only 30,000 points separating the two teams just off of accuracy. They're still not able to stabilize on Window Life or Wuchi. But they have the combo advantage, and that's really important. TSPMO cannot do this alone. Oklahoma needs to see some breaks from North California, and they need to see this quickly, and they don't need to be seeing breaks from TSPMO, because unfortunately that is going to be the final full combo, dropping on the side of Oklahoma. Lights out, dropping the recovery now is just Bazinga on the recovery, and no breaks from the side of North California. How many times can I say this? There are no breaks on the side of North California. And it might just be over right now. It's 300,000 points, but it's finally going to be Window Life first to drop on the second Ki. And North California has finally found their stride. They've been finding so many misses randomly throughout this match, but they're finally just looking like the team that you expect them to be here. These Bazinga's on a very good recovery. But you need more than just that one miss from Window Life, and with only a quarter of the map left, there's kind of not much left for Oklahoma to get back here. I don't think 500,000 is going to be enough, and yeah, this is just going to be the final point of the match for North California. It is going to be a clean sweep, unfortunately. Despite how hard Oklahoma had to work to get here, despite how hard they worked during this match, Oklahoma put up so many good scores, team scores, this match alone, right? It might be 5-0 on paper, but they put up such close maps all throughout this one, and unfortunately just were not able to get a single point on the board. It's going to be Flaro dropping the full combo, so it won't be the 2 AFC, but can Wuchi close this one out? And Wuchi does get the full combo. The 94.6% full combo, but still a full combo all the same. Flaro with the better score, but that is just accuracy alone, and I mean, it's a bittersweet end for this winner's bracket run from Oklahoma. But they are such a good team, and to be going so close on some of these maps against a team like North California, you really have to pat yourselves on the back. But ultimately, it is going to be North California getting the better of them, winning out on this match, and yeah, I mean, I think North California looked a little bit underperforming here today, but you know, maybe that is just because they didn't get a chance to play last week, kind of out of the loop on it all, having to have the bye round, but only what time will tell as they move forward in this winner's bracket. But that is going to be the first match of this weekend. Let me pull up my sheet here. The next match is going to be later today. We've got a whole slew of matches later today. In about 2 hours, we have a match between Indiana and Michigan. After that, we'll be having Kentucky and Georgia at 22 UTC. 1 UTC later tonight, we will have Stateless versus New Hampshire. 2:30 UTC is Texas versus Illinois. That will also be on the A stream. Oh, yeah. 2:30 and 1 UTC. Okay, and then at 3 UTC, we will have Carolina versus Colorado. So definitely come back around for that. You will be getting pings for matches as they come around, but I finished Pigeon, and that's going to do it for me. Take care, everybody.